That table is way lower than I remember. Greetings, tiny planet explorers. So this is probably going to be my most controversial video yet, so buckle yourself in. It's going to be a wild ride. Today, we're going to be discussing the one question that has doomed humanity for thousands of years. What superpower would you have? When I'm asked this, my mind always goes to the jokey answers like dog vision and spaghetti hair and poison farts. But if a wizard came to me today and said, PJ, I'm gonna grant you one superpower, what'll it be? I would say, holy shit, a wizard, but I would also say, clearly and confidently, teleportation. I want teleportation. So I have given this way too much thought. As you will probably be able to tell in this video, I just feel very passionately about teleportation. So before we get into the pros and cons, here are a few things I'm considering. Firstly, I'm going off a little something that I like to call PJ logic. I'm going to be essentially justifying how things work based on what makes most sense to me. And if you disagree with anything, then that's cool, you can. But that's why it's called PJ logic and not Sarah Jessica Parker logic. I don't know if Sarah Jessica Parker is watching this. They're just the three names that came into my head first. Okay. So I'm gonna be thinking about what is actually useful for me as a human being who doesn't need to fight giga beast monsters. Like, sure, laser eyes are cool, but there are only so many ice sculptures you can sculpt before you become that guy at the party who is always sculpting ice sculptures. It's like, Jason, calm down, that's enough ice sculptures for one party. I don't know what my problem is with ice sculptures. I just need to chill out, I guess. Ooh, hey, get it? Because chill, because of ice, it's cold. You don't get it? Okay, cool. My pitch is also going to take into account the idea of secrecy. If you're discovered to have a superpower, the world is going to lose their proverbial shit. Like, this country lost their mind when Marmite became unavailable. I would hate to see what would happen if a dude started flying around. Oh, and by the way, don't get me started on flight and why it is the worst power that you could choose. I'm also shutting down the whole wish for more wishes dealio. If you're the kind of person that would say to a wizard, my power is that I want all the powers, then there is a special seat reserved for you in Valhalla, right next to a screaming goat for eternity. This is my screaming goat, by the way. And with all that said, let's talk about the pros of teleportation. Sleep longer, travel quicker. If you're like me and you get seriously anxious at the idea of being late for something, you will never be late again. You will never have to commute to anything ever again. Unless, of course, you enjoy your commute. In that case, please carry on. Safety! I've got to say, I would never feel unsafe ever again with the power of teleportation at my will. I can walk down creepy dark alleyways knowing if I just get a whiff of trouble, I can just bloop back into the safety of my bed. And that is the sound I would make, by the way. It would be a bloop. Bloop! Productivity out the wazoo. My biggest problem with life is that I just don't have enough time to do all the things that I desperately want to do. I really sound like I'm selling this now. Teleportation is such a huge time saver. You will save so much time you don't understand. Sure, it might just be a minute here, a couple of minutes there, but that will add up. And before you know it, that will turn into a nice chunky 3 hours extra sleep, maybe 4 more hours playing video games, maybe 30 more minutes in the bath. The possibilities are endless. Profit! Yes, that's right. Start earning money with these simple steps. Step 1, learn to teleport. Step 2, is as follows. Yes, I understand you could use this power to just rob banks, but that's not how my mind works. I have no desire to steal money, because also that would destroy the economy more than it's already destroyed. No, I would just use teleportation to enhance the job that I already do. I like to tell stories, I like to make films. Just imagine, every week, each story takes place in its own special, rich, remote part of the world, and I have just realized I'm describing Fun for Louie, is what he does. Fun for Louie, confirmed teleporter. No energy loss. So my PJ logic is telling me that you probably wouldn't expend any energy teleporting. I guess your body's particles and atoms would just break down and then be reconstructed in a new place. I can't imagine that it's that taxing on the body. PJ logic. It's a secret power. So as long as you're careful, I think you could keep teleportation pretty secret. I'd just wear some Clark Kent glasses on the off chance that somebody did see me teleporting to hide my identity, because if it works for Superman, then it works for Superman. Monster slaying. Okay, let's just entertain the idea that maybe a squid monster does attack our planet. And you're all like, oh no, I have to save the day, but I picked teleportation, darn it. Ah, jeez, I wish I picked super monster slaying strength. Oh no! Don't worry, it's not a problem. I can think of a couple options here. Teleport next to the monster, touch him, teleport near to the sun temporarily, and then teleport back to Earth. You can also drop a boulder on his head. But PJ, how am I gonna lift a boulder with teleportation? You simply touch the boulder, teleport above the monster's head, and then teleport away. Boom! Bang! Boom bang, Donkey Kong. Congrats, you vanquished the beast. Omnilingualism. If you want to learn one of the many beautiful languages, what better way than spending some time in that country? You want to learn fluent French? Just spend the next few months worth of afternoons in French cafes and restaurants and museums. And is that how you learn a language? What about Japanese? Who would not want to speak Japanese? Go immerse yourself in the culture and learn the language. You can do it. I believe in you. Space exploration. I'm going to explain my personal rules in a moment, so I'll just say for space exploration, you can teleport as far as the eye can see. You just keep going, and then when you're done discovering new worlds, you can go back to bed. Convenience. Going back to exploring the world, you will never have to pay for a flight ever again. And speaking of flight, we need to talk about this. If you request the wizard grants you the power of flight, congratulations, you just played yourself. Flight is like the worst superpower that you could willingly take. Where do I begin? I'm sure it's a very cool feeling, but if you're out flying, you're gonna be spotted as an unidentified aircraft in airspace and probably brought down quickly and effectively. Yikes. Like, also, it's cold up there and your hair's gonna get totally messed up, and it's super hard to keep flying a secret. Look, hear me out. If you wanna fly, pick teleportation. You can experience flight with teleportation, but it's more of a falling with style kind of deal. You just teleport up into the sky, free fall a bit, do it again, rinse and repeat. And that's just really to experience the feeling of flight. I still wouldn't recommend flying. It just seems dangerous. So there's my long list of pros. Let's look at some of the cons. There are none. There are literally no cons. It's the perfect power. It's the best power. That was a joke. I'm not the kind of guy that would come up with a really OP superpower and be like, there are no rules. Is no rules, there are rules. I've thought of rules. So the big one is you need to know where you're going. You have to have a clear picture in your mind. So either a place you've already visited or a place you can see in the distance or somewhere you have a picture of. You know, like Goku style with his instant transmission. Oh, and hey, don't pretend you've never tried instant transmission. We all have. I gotta say, if you're going off of a picture, you've got to be really careful. Let's just say you're looking at a picture of a building that isn't there anymore. You're gonna have to think fast if you've teleported yourself 30 feet off the ground. Another rule is you can take people and objects with you. Unfortunately, yes, in the PJ logic, that does mean if you're touching it, it goes with you. So unless you want to take your house with you, I would suggest jumping in the air slightly and then teleporting. I like to think you also take a pocket of air with you, which makes deep sea diving and space exploration a lot easier. So in conclusion, my closing statement is this. Teleportation is the best, everything else sucks. Whew! I just did a lot of talking, so now I want to ask you, completely seriously, as a wizard, what superpower would you have, and why is it teleportation? I very much look forward to reading your comments. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you rad space kids in the next video. Bye bye!